Very helpful, Michael. I love that. Let's take a look at the heat map, and then Michael ran some scans in OptionTeller to find the largest premium in the top 20 tickers traded in the last 10 days. He excluded indices and ETFs and mostly AI stuff, but Target popped up in there as well. We'll take a look at that for sure. Few earnings plays. We had CoreWeave that crushed it, rose about 18%. It narrowed its loss and it's meeting earnings expectations. But please, big picture, it's losing $5 for every $1 in revenue. It needs its fundraising constantly. Obviously, it's fed by NVIDIA. NVIDIA is fed now by a memorandum of understanding, 500 billion rich by the big bankers. So that's that. We did some looking around at CoreWeave excitement here as it relates to option flow, and it was very, very bullish yesterday. I grabbed this one for someone who was asking for earnings, and you can kind of see this was taken yesterday, but the point is lots of early August prints that were coming in. They were selling some calls for hedging, but otherwise they were selling puts, which is more bullish. And then the bullish bent was more focused on this huge trade that came in, 10 million in premium on August 12th. Another one for 8 million in premium around the same time, but different times, which is why they're separated. But it's all kind of part and parcel of these large, complex trades that come in. But overarching, it's still bullish. You got to go back to 8-4, August 4th and 11th to see some other $6-7 million trades, also complex and straddled, but still overarching bullish. So you get the feel. So that's what happened with CoreWeave. It is continuing to push higher. And then Nebius, which is Michael Burry's recent short, is also continuing higher. This is all the data center and Bitcoin mining extravaganza. I think we can capture that under WGMI. Anyway, this moved higher yesterday and Burry added more shorts. That was a big surge in AI cloud sales. Don't know their profitability, don't know their financing as much as I do the tracking of CoreWeave and Supermicro, but they're all in the same bucket. All right, so this is what we got here from Mike, OptionTeller. Target. So most bullish option flow. We'll take a look at Target. They must have announced earnings recently, but that is a massively, wildly bullish. Wow. Okay, so call to put ratio is 11.55. Oracle also has about 79% bullish trade profile in the last 10 days, member. So this is, you can go back 7 months, depending on your preference. But the point is last 10 days, largest 20 symbols with largest premium, etc. Apple, still bullish. And Microsoft, still bullish. Bloom, hedging and contested flow. I'm just reading this live with you. Bloom Energy showed higher put contract volume despite more bullish trade prints, pointing to protective put buying or collar strategies amid high volatility in clean energy power infrastructure. MicroStrategy maintains strong bullish bias. By the way, they are selling some, what was the news on that one? Never mind. More bullish bias with calls on numbering puts, which is a lot of total premium, acting as a high beta proxy for institutional crypto exposure. All right, so this is what the AI printed out in response to his question in OptionTeller. So let's just take a look at those. All right, Target is a preferred swing for anyone who is kind of bottom fishing, like the GitLab or like the Rapid 7, those kind of like oversold plays. But Target had a good earnings print. It is above the 400 week. We talked about this trend line breakout from the terrible over ordering post-COVID, and then they were punished severely for it. It has now come back up above the 400 week, and it has been doing really well. So literally 86 monthly support, got above that trend line, and I'm talking, look at that 10-week EMA. It's been doing it. It's been doing it. So Target is doing well, and apparently that bullish positioning is strong, Don Pardo. And then Oracle, we have a continued bounce off this. Remember this 400 week right here, gorgeous. So that has done a great job of moving from basically 110 area, right, off that 400 week. This was the week I was like, that looks very nice. And let's get it up to the 10 week EMA, and then let's get above the 10 week EMA, and it's doing it. So this is up a good amount since the low just a few weeks ago, and it has a bullish posture still, and it's still getting chased. Long story short, Okay, Apple has some bullish trades, but I'm not seeing any excitement here. To me, that just says sideways, right? It kind of broke this intraday flag. It's consolidating. It's already come down. So that was already post pre-earnings. I said looks pretty good as it gets. Once it gets back inside 335, it kind of comes back down to 315. Well, it overshot to 300 even, bounced back into 315, and now it's just going sideways. But it does have bullish accumulation in options. And then Microsoft, it has already done its wow above the 200 day, and then it just kept going, and it's starting to peter out. So Oracle hasn't yet decided to slow yet. The 100 day is right ahead. You've got 167 for monthly right ahead. It can really, as long as it stays above 145, this thing looks headed to 165. See how Light and BE are doing. Bloom showed lots of collaring. I liked how that was it. SanDisk looks bullish to me into that 1463. You can see it over here. Bounce here. It's a channel. Now what? Oh, thank you very much. So SanDisk, according to Michael's AI prompt in OptionTeller, it has a massive average premium of $823,000 a trade, despite the fact that we might see a whole bunch going on in here of low trade count. It has large trade premium, which indicates it's more kind of institutional. So you definitely have some targeted, I love that, target buy side positioning. This is Mike's foundry supply chain hedging positioning in Taiwan Semiconductor, which, by the way, Korea was up their stock exchange, so was Taiwan. And all four of those, by the way, that you have just identified are all bullish. When did you do the scan and your institutional ticket size ranking idea? Yesterday afternoon. That's beautiful. Is this from your scan that you posted in your channel, Mike? So basically, the 5 that he identified from a scan that he ran yesterday, they're all up. 2.5 for SanDisk, Target 1%, that's a lot per target. Even Bloom 3.4%, 5%, and Micron 2.5%. They're all green. And BIS also, well, I love that scan. Very, very nice. So here is what it says, which I think is very helpful. We're kind of learning new tools, right? This is from the scan. I'd love to know the exact prompt you used, Michael. This is awesome. So this is what he did. He went into OptionTeller and used a scan to find out about semiconductor AI premium flow and came up with these are the largest capital concentration. NVIDIA, which we knew, Micron we knew, SanDisk we knew, we're all bouncing. Very large size. 5.33 billion in total premium, nearly half of the entire data set. That's a lot. And then lots of aggressive bullish bias. And you can see that with NVIDIA today as well. That's a core theme. Why is it a core theme? Because, well, I see a bounce and I see Qs going higher. And what's going to lead it? Well, not Apple, not Amazon, not Google, not Meta, not Netflix. Anyway, long story short, NVIDIA. Pure play AI infrastructure demand also Palantir, which we have seen very bullish with Microsoft, Nebius, and CoreWeave, which I had just showed yesterday. CoreWeave had some very bullish flow. And ultimately, this is what it came out to be, which means the average ticket is large size. Average ticket of all the trades. Very cool. I want to know how folks are using this. I'm impressed that you can get this info out of OptionTeller based on the option flow using AI as a prompt. Love it. But that's definitely large institutional blocks coming in for SNDK. So let's go look over that one again. What I like about this one isn't that it's parabola and it's broken and it usually wears people out. They're slower to come back in. They love buying all-time highs, but not so many are experienced or comfortable buying on the dip. Most of them are still long and or wiped out if they were over levered. Okay, we know that story. But if you get above that 1463, this is a Morningstar reversal off of monthly support after a 50% pullback. That's power. So if you've got big institutional blocks coming in, as Michael has researched in OptionTeller, it is a average premium of $823,000 a trade. Not lots of counts, right? Not lots of little 50 option lot, right? We're not talking 10 lots here. Big institutional block trades in options. And he scanned this and basically that's pretty cool. That is a very good read. Now it's got to follow through for me, but this is the prompt that he used, by the way, in OptionTeller. Review all the options data for the last 10 days. By the way, that's a lot. So there's about 70 million on average option trades a day. So it's all in the database. And we go back 7 months, so you can look for whatever you want. And he said, present the top. Oh, I'm not even showing this. I wanted to show your, so he's using this right here in case you're curious. AI right here. And then he did this. Review all the options. That's a lot. For the last 10 days. That's a lot. And present the top 20 symbols by premium. Sort by sector and list their industry, but remove the indices and ETFs. Pretty cool. So, and then he has his own scans, swing trading scans, growth value scans, which I love, sweep scans. I'm not so into that, but because Mike was into that, I had it programmed in. So if you ever want to see, for example, what that means, you can see sweeps that come in. And actually, do we have a descriptor on sweeps for people who don't understand, Mike? Is it written about anywhere? Like, or do they just have to figure it out? That'd be a good thing to figure out. Anyway, and I didn't know that. SanDisk has Investor Day and expected to make new memory product announcement. We shall see. Didn't think about that at all. Well, all I know is it has not turned up yet. Number one, it has bounced. So above 1463, it's all systems go. No, I know AST has made you a lot of money on the options. I know you're just changing your trading posture, which is so smart. All right, what do you got? Oh, I would love that. Please, please. Michael just did a sweep of ASTS in OptionTeller. I'm very curious how that looks. Yeah, the sweeps they don't do it for me, but I added them because you liked them. So I didn't think about it beyond that. Did you say you had MSTR is also bullish? That was strange to me because he's selling Bitcoin. Huh? Yeah, you do it. Yeah, look at that. So 3-to-1 strong bullish bias in the option flow is what Michael found in his AI prompt within OptionTeller. 351 million in total premium, coming off 90. Okay, maybe for a bounce. All right. So long story short, we have got some bullish bent in screening under the names I've already mentioned, specifically Target, which is odd. I think that's just because it's under traded, for lack of a better word. And so when you have something that comes in, it kind of sticks out. Can't even sort here. And the dividend was yesterday. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. Oh, beautiful. Like every single one you did popped up this morning. Here, this is what I did not take a picture of correctly. So this is also from the scan. I showed this, I think. Oh, no, I did show this. Where Michael did a scan and OT, OptionTeller, on a theme. And what was he seeing? Pure play AI infrastructure demand, next gen infrastructure names, Palantir, Nebius, CoreWeave recorded 1.5 billion in combined premium, maintaining a 2-to-1 bullish to bearish ratio. And wouldn't you know, all of these are green this morning. Smart. And massive capital concentration was also coming into Nvidia, Micron, and SanDisk. Wouldn't you know, all are green this morning. Dude, secret sauce. That is great. Great stuff. More, more, more. Very, very nice. I like that that end user use case, because for those who are interested in ASTS, you got this type of overview. Careful on that 80 to 100. On those who are looking for the next winners in the next day, you can do that too. I didn't think about that. That's Mike. And you had Bloom showed higher put contract. So careful on that one. But MSTR was also green. Am I wrong? Was MSTR also green today? Obviously, staying on top of that's going to be the tough part, but it definitely, definitely, definitely gives you an edge. Beautiful job. Tim has a brilliant idea. He says, can we have a library of prompts that yield good analysis on OptionTrader? I could definitely use the help. And he's not alone. I didn't think about what you wrote. I'm so simple. But seriously, we need a library prompts. We need to work on that. That's our use case. And I think clients will have a better time of using it as a tool. It's a tool. It's another tool. Oh, I don't like Carvana. I know it does look like it's got a thing going on right now for a little chase above the 200 for sure. Oh, wait a minute. Too funny. Look at Carvana. Chart looks for higher, but how does one take Carvana with SPX at 7,800? Well, if you were Jeffrey, he'd be shorting it, so I can't tell you. The financial engineering that goes on at Carvana makes this a do not touch for me. But look at this. Michael just did a write-up on Carvana. Too freaking funny. Hold on, I gotta get this on OptionTeller, so hold on. He says Carvana is a high beta, high gamma vehicle. If SPX experiences even a routine 3 to 5% pullback at these index levels, Carvana could easily draw down 10 to 15% due to market-wide deleveraging. So it's definitely a high beta. He pulled this from OT, from OptionTeller. Defined risk options versus outright equity, bull call spreads. So avoid unhedged long equity. I would agree. Seriously. Buying call spreads 30 to 45 days out. Slightly in the money or at the money, capture total dollar risk if SPX pulls back sharply while preserving exposure to Carvana's upside momentum. I like that idea. I'm agreeing with AI. I'm agreeing with AI's interpretation of OptionTeller. Absolutely. So protective puts by selling out of the money calls if you're going to own the underlying. In other words, don't have big expectations. You can also do a pair trade. You can go long Carvana, short SPX. That's too funny. Archna, Michael looked at Carvana and OptionTeller over the last 15 days, and this is what the prompt returned for the result. Overall tone, mixed but with a heavy hedging call selling undercurrent, suggesting many participants are either capping upside on long Carvana stock positions or expressing downside caution. Yes, that. The massive bullish complex spread on August 10th stands out as the most aggressive directional bet in either direction. Massive bullish complex spread. August 10th is done, but what was the expiry for that August 10th? That's the important thing. August is done. Oh, no kidding. So Archana, the August 10th big trade for Carvana over a month ago expires next week. Options expiration next week. So they probably, who knows what they have done, but they're going to be gone. It's going to be wiped off the board. Oh, wait a minute. You did say August 21st, right? Yes, you did. So this is the August, a complex order. I don't know how much of it is. You have to look at OptionTeller because I can't tell you from this. It just tells me what open interest is in August. Then it doesn't tell you the expiration. Michael's telling you the expiration. Oh, he just took a picture. He's love. And it expires very soon. So this August 10th, right here, bullish bet, which was complex. We don't, again, complex is got lots going on there. Lots and lots of delta legs. It can be a spread, roll. It's really complex. It's institutional, and sometimes we can see it all and sometimes we can't because they're different times, but they're all tied together. Anyway, long story short, it comes off the board and nothing else really is of that size. I don't think that's going to hold it together. Maybe they cover some stuff. $69 calls was just this one leg of the complex bet. And it doesn't matter because it's going to expire next week. All right, that was awesome. This was like how to use OptionTeller Day with Michael leading the way. Start your free trial today at option-teller.io.